said, if I allow myself to go there, it brings me from a faith level onto essential level, and I come into emotion. He said, that person does not need my compassion, they need healing. He said, and I cannot afford to get onto that level because it will affect my faith for the next person. And he said, I'm so broken inside, I'm such an emotional level. He said, to get myself back up to faith, again, to hear and see Christ and to pray for that person, he said, it's a struggle. And I always watched him. He says, but you will always see, when I finish praying for everybody, he says, I go right back to the beginning, and I sit with that person that's sitting in a wheelchair, paralyzed. And I sit with them, and he said, and then I look at them in their faces, and I say, how did this happen? How long have you been here? And then he said, he will even pray with them. And he said, you'll see many times. He said, I'll lay hands on them, and I'll say, come, let's just try. Let's try, come. And he will try and get his faith up, their faith up, and just elevate them and say, come, let's go. And then he will say, call one of the youngsters and say, go to the book room, get me the latest miracle DVDs. And he'll give it to that person and say, watch them and come back to another service. Amen. He would do everything he could to somehow reach that person. Yeah. Now, this is where the tie hits the tarmac. And I want to just touch on this. Everything that I'm saying does not negate the fact of the foundation that I laid. It's God's will to heal. He said, lay hands on the sick, they shall recover. Amen. If God is true to his word, then God is true to his word. Amen. So I don't even want to use the word. So let's not say fault, let's say the issue. Yeah. So the issue is not with God, not with his word, not with his ability, not with his power. Somewhere the issue lies between me and the sick person. Now, in order not to put undue pressure on the sick person, which in traditional religious churches, it must be some secret sin in your life. Isn't that right? Because listen to me carefully. It is easier to say it's your sin and not my lack of faith. Are you with me, church? It's easier to put the onus back on that person. Now what are you doing to that person? You're putting them under such condemnation. They're coming to you for help. Now you're beating them up in the process to make yourself look good.